All right, everybody. Rick here. We're going to do a little nice, quick, right at you call. I've muted everybody because we did have a bunch of noise going on. There's a bunch of people on, which is great. So if you have a question, which I hope you do, all right, hit star six. Star six unmutes you. But remember, if you've unmuted yourself, now you're live for the rest of the call. So you have to mute your own phone once you do that, okay? So don't be afraid to do that, though, because I love it. All right, so Darren asked a great question. Can we get legislation passed to stop doing this crazy thing called daylight savings? Because it's just the term alone is a lie. There's no daylight savings. We don't have more light because we changed the clock. It just gets light earlier and darker earlier as compared to, like in Arizona. I think Arizona's smart about it. They don't change. But because, and this is the perfect example, because they don't change, everything for them changes because everybody's time, and so they go from Pacific to Mountain. But anyway, I know that's not why you tuned in today. So, all right, I'm going to give you guys something to think about. It's November, all right? So you want to make it in November to remember. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 full weeks in November. Now you got Thanksgiving, of course, and then you got all of December. And so you got these 2 weeks in November and December for holidays, which are great. I would take advantage of it. The best way to have the great holiday season is by kicking butt. This is the perfect 60-day window for you. And if you're in my coaching, you already know this. You have a business plan. That business plan has a number of transactions you're going to do, and it has a daily schedule that goes along with achieving it. November and December are critical for you to act, walk, talk, be that person. So as we turn the corner into next year, you're already, at that momentum and pace, and you have the perfect 60-day window right now to do so. Now, you're also going to have a little tailwind behind you because the Fed just came out and said we're going to lower the rate at least 0.25 quarter point twice this year. I wouldn't even be surprised if they throw in a 0.5 in there too, like they already did one. Now, that's going to help interest rates. That's going to help mortgage rates. That's also going to help, I think, consumer confidence. We have an election coming up tomorrow, which people go, well, the election will be done tomorrow. I don't think so. It might be done Wednesday or Thursday or Friday, but I don't think it'll be done 100% tomorrow. That would be nice. It'd be nice if we have a winner by Wednesday morning, the latest, but don't hold your breath. It could be Thursday, Friday. So, but either way, historically, at the end of once an election is over, business picks up because all the people are saying, well, I had to see what was going to happen. Then it happened. And then I feel better. All right. So whoever you vote for, it doesn't, ultimately it does matter. Pick the person you think is best for your life and your business and your family. Okay. The person. So, and then usually the following first quarter transactionally goes up a decent amount. You get all that happening. So if you're, doing what you're supposed to be doing, and what is that? What is what you're supposed to be doing? We haven't done this in a while, so it's probably a good little review. Okay, so my job is a real estate agent, and when I was selling, guys, remember, I've been doing this 39 years. In 2 months, I'll be able to say I'm in my 40th year of doing this. High school, 2 years of college, and I've been in real estate ever since, in all different forms. But the last 20 of it has been almost 25 of it has been coaching, and training and so forth. Working for Mike Ferry and then now working for Berkshire Hathaway. It's the only 2 jobs I've ever had where I was an employee. Mike Ferry, my second time with Mike Ferry, and here the last 10.5 years, right? So, or slightly over 10 years. So I'm very familiar with what it's like to be a small business person, and I actually jokingly call myself an intrapreneur. You guys are entrepreneurs because you're self-employed. I'm an intrapreneur because I'm both. I'm an employee, right? But I also have my license and do little things in coaching, sell a few books. And so I'm an entrepreneur. I'm within the company, but I'm still acting, walk, and talk and believe like an entrepreneur because I think, to me, that's what makes the whole system work better. If everybody has that mentality, like not what I can get away with, but what I actually can contribute, I think everything goes right. And honestly, like at my age, I'll be 60 in December, folks. I know. 60 years old. Okay. I don't even think that's old anymore. But I definitely do not feel old. I'm not slowing down. And I will say this, though. People start talking about retiring at my age, and I can definitely see myself taking more vacations, but totally retiring, I don't know. I don't know why. What would you do? You got to have a purpose. Purpose is critically important. That's why it's so important that you pick something you love doing. Real estate is one of those jobs that, what's not to love? Especially if you're making money doing this. Every one of you has the ability to do that. Now, that's why I'm going to tell you once again and challenge you at the same time. It's not about whether you will or you can achieve your goal. It's a matter of will you. Because there are certain actions, like, okay, I want to get in shape. I start going to the gym every day. I hire a personal trainer. Oh, then I start working on my diet, and my diet gets better, and I drink more water. Physics tell you you're going to get in better shape, lose weight, that's your goal. Whatever your goal is, if you're going to work out, resistance to muscles, cause them to tear and grow back stronger, and eating right, less fat, less junk, less processed food, you're going to toughen up your body, and you're going to make it, and your mind. Right? And it's the same with your business. There's a path. There's a way there's things to do to make you successful. And I always go back to the basics. If I've been in the business less than 2 years, or let's just call it 2 years or less, I want to sell 15 homes. You got to talk to 15 people a day, 5 days a week, 60 days a work quarter, 240 work days in a year. It's that simple. Now, with energy, enthusiasm, and expectation. Energy, I'm really positive about my business, my life. Okay, I expect everyone to talk to me. I do, and it usually works out pretty well. Right? When they can sense that in the way you speak, they talk to you. When they sense you're going through the motions to get it over with, they don't want to talk to you. We are all extremely perceptive as human beings. We can tell lying, crap, and we can tell nervousness, and we can tell fear. All right, so I'm just going to ask one more time, too. AJ, Stewart, if you are on the call, please hit *6, and that will unmute you. *6. If you're not, then I will reschedule you. All right. So if I'm in the business 2 years or less, that's my plan. I got to talk to 15 people a day within the 5 lead sources. Your sphere, farming, expires, for sale by owners, and social media. And if you're one of these people like I was for years, social media is not me. I'm a private person. Stop it. That's ridiculous. Okay? It's not about people who want to go on social media and it's a waste of time. Yeah, if you're reading other people's stuff, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about posting your stuff and spend a little time finding a few people a day in your feed that you can comment on. That's how you do business. It's like prospecting. It's not like prospecting. It is prospecting. Okay, and then consider doing a couple of videos a week. Definitely need to do video if you're going to take advantage of it, folks. And build it. Send out friend requests. Follow people. Send out connections on LinkedIn. Just get in the game. That's what you need to do here, folks. And real estate is a game. Life is a game. Keep track. Keep score. I was talking to a group last week, and I said, they asked me what could they do to monitor their success, and I said, keep track of your numbers. Oh, well, no, there is no other. You keep track of your numbers. How many contacts are you making a day? How many people you're talking to? Well, how many leads you're producing? What's your batting average on appointments? Can we get there? You can. Join my coaching if you're not in it, and we send out something called a number analyzer. Very few people, I stopped really making it even mandatory to use because very few people use it. But if you use it, you will get better. There's no question about that. I use it my whole life as a real estate. That's how I know that the last couple of years of my real estate sales career, I talked to 48 people. I had a closing. I think that's good to know. I have a few agents in my coaching that do that. All right? So you got to know your number. Now, I've been in the business for more than 2 years, and I already sold 10 this year. I want to sell 20 next year. You want to double your business. Can you do that? Yep. The difference between 10 and 20, after you've been doing it for at least a couple of years, is 10. So you need to talk to 10 people a day. So if you're already doing business a decent amount, then you take the difference between where you are, just keep doing the same things, and you'll get that same number, and then you add 10 conversations if you want to go from 10 to 20 a day, 5 days a week, 50 days a work quarter, 240 work days in a year. Okay, it's that simple. Then people go, well, what else? Are you doing that? Well, no. Well, nothing else works as well unless you're doing that. But that sounds really boring. It's not boring when you start doing it. Okay, as a matter of fact, when you start realizing, hey, I'm going to do this every day, and my real estate career goes the way I want it to go, it's really not a bad trade-off. And for some of you, 10, 15, let's say it's 20 contacts. 20 contacts a day initially will take you 3 hours, but eventually will take you 2 to 2.5. Now, I always ask people, if you knew, beyond a shadow of a doubt, prospecting 2.5 hours a day would get you to your goal, would you do it? Well, of course. Well, I'm telling you, it works. I'm not even asking you to believe me. I'm just saying it works. It's like going to the gym and eating right. It makes you healthier. It makes you in better shape. It's the same thing with your business. Matter of fact, when I was in real estate and I used to be on panels at Mike Ferry and other things, I used to go and do some on my own too, is people would always ask me, what's the most important thing you do every day? I said, there's 2 of them. Get up early, work out, listen to audiobooks while I'm doing it. Puts my mind and my body in the right frame of mind. Secondly, making my minimum contacts per day. If I do those 2 things, everything else seems to work out on its own. Okay, those are the 2 most reciprocal benefit things you can do for your body, your relationships, your life, your business, your mindset, your spirituality. I mean, how can you, this is what's confusing to me. How can you be everything you want to be if you don't feel good? It's a lot tougher when you give yourself like self-imposed handicaps. Like I remember when I was 30 pounds heavier than I currently am. Sitting down didn't feel as good. You know, driving in my car, putting my seatbelt on, and just nothing felt. I always knew I was carrying around this extra spare tire that I didn't need. And I had all the excuses for it too, right? So then it almost took 2 years and got to the weight I am now, and I've been like this for like 14 years now. And I feel much better. I would never compromise that. You know, my little joke is, and I got it from Tony Robbins, is nothing tastes as good as thin feels. It doesn't. It's temporary. When you eat something, it's like you know, and then you feel guilty right after, and then it's a vicious cycle. Kind of like when I quit drinking 16 years ago. Same thing. Wake up the next day, feel like crap, right? Why would I continue to shoot myself in the foot? It doesn't make sense. But we do things like that, and we justify it. So pick something that you're doing that you need to get rid of, and just get rid of it. Give yourself a gift of stopping to do something that's not satisfying or contributing to your success or what your goals are. That could be family, that could be health, that could be business, that could be mindset, that could be spirituality, that could be a number of things. All right, so these are the types of things I think of this year. I actually used to go through my database too this time of year and just pick out, all right, how many leads do I have that are doing something in the calendar year 2025? Remember my new saying, how are you going to thrive in 2025? Right? So I see a lot of people copycatting me already. It's okay, I'm kidding. All right. So, you know, you decide, you know, I can't tell you what's important to you. I can only tell you that doing the things that are important to you instead of coming up with excuses why you can't is so much more fulfilling for your life, even before you start seeing the results. Okay. So if there's something or a thing or two that you need to get rid of it. You'll feel so much better and replace it with something good. Like I was talking to my wife this morning and, you know, we went on a 2-week vacation to Italy and, you know, unfortunately, these little trendy places in Italy that we stayed at didn't have gyms. So I was, you know, stuck to like push-ups and pull-ups and we walked a lot. But I noticed that, and I didn't notice this until recently because even when we go away to like, you know, on vacation, normally there's a gym in the hotel. But the last 2 long ones we went on, a river cruise, which there's no gym on a river cruise boat, folks. There's only like 100 people on that boat, right? So, but we walked all day. But I noticed I get these aches and pains that I don't normally get, and I'm not working out. So I'm convinced that the working out and is so what is keeping me from getting those weird aches and pains because I only get them when I stop. Weird. but I don't think it's weird. I think it's actually, move it or lose it. It's just some of these old sayings that are coming along for so true. All right? You are designed to be in action. You really are. So your arms, legs, right? You're designed to be in action. Decide what action you want to be in. Okay, and then like for me, I know what my workout is. I love doing like circuit weight work, and I feel incredible when I'm done. I like it. That's what I do. Right. So decide what you're going to do to stay healthy mentally and physically, and do something at least 3 or 4 times a week. But I think once you get into the groove, every day becomes something like, well, I'm going to miss that. It's not a sentence. It's a gift. All right. Same with doing business. It's not a sentence. It's a gift. That's why convince yourself, to really fall in love with this business. Because you didn't pick this business because it was like, I'm going to go to an island and crush rocks with a big hammer. I mean, you didn't get into real estate because that's how you looked at the business. You looked at it because you thought it was going to be fun, and it is. It's helping people sell their home and making good money do it. It's completely rewarding in her area. It's the number one asset most people own. It's the biggest tax deduction. It's the life savings. Right? So you need to have energy and enthusiasm. I would recommend a really good presentation too. So you may hear Troy talk about this too. I'm going to do some new training events start the first of the year. The first one's going to be called Is Your Yes Working? Right, so I'm going to talk about networking. Is your networking? And it's all about linking everything together. Not just your who you talking with, phone calls or knocking. What are they getting from you? Do you have them set up in the VAC? Right? Do you have them connected with them on social media? Right? All that stuff is completely helpful. How do you do that? I think you do that by, paying attention. Like, what do I have in VAC? Hold on a second here. Oh, okay. Sorry, folks. I think we're having slight technical difficulties with the. Somebody unmute. Can you guys hear me okay now? Mariah, can you unmute for a second and just tell me if you can hear me now? Hello?
Yes, Rick, is better now.
It is better now? Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you for texting me. All right, folks, I'm just about done anyway. So what I want you guys to focus on for this November and December is whatever person you need to be in order to achieve your goal next year. Plus, what that also does is it helps you to sprint through the finish line and come as close to or maybe even exceed your goal this year. But most people have a goal to do more business next year than they did this year. To me, that's really good. That requires a tighter schedule. You can't do the same things over and over expecting different results, right? That's called insanity. So take your time, make sure your business plan is done, and make sure you're taking November and December to follow that new schedule and be the person you need to be at least 60 days in advance in order to achieve the goal you want to achieve. All right? Any questions for me? If you have a question, hit *6 and I can hear you. All right, everybody. You guys have a great week. We'll pick this up again on Monday. If you need me, call me anytime. If you're not in my coaching, and you should be, join. Just send Lisa, LISAP, @BHHSNV.com. Thanks, everybody.